Welcome back, fourth grade readers and writers. We're at ELA school, away from school, and just a reminder, I'm your virtual teacher, Mrs. Ewing. All right, so we're in week 5. We're on daily lesson 21 today, and let's go ahead and look at our guiding questions. It says, what can we learn from the process of ratifying the 19th Amendment? So remember, in the first couple weeks, we really did a lot of reading around ratifying the 19th Amendment, which was the movement to give women the right to vote. All right, our next guiding question says, how can stories inspire us to take action to contribute to a better world? And last week we talked about Rosa Parks, right? And really thought about how her actions could inspire others. And today we're going to read the same text we did yesterday, and we could see where children's actions actually inspired people to act. And then I want you to look at this third guiding question. It says, how and why can we encourage and support others to contribute to a better world? All right, so let's go ahead and gather our materials. You're going to need our text that we used yesterday, and it is titled, Birmingham's Children Marched and Went to Jail to End Segregation. You're going to need lesson 21 and your lesson 21 note catcher. Remember, all those materials you can find in that ELA packet. And then you're going to need your sharpened pencil. So go ahead, pause this video and find your materials. All right, great. Now that you've grabbed those materials, let's look at our learning target. Our learning target says, I can determine the meaning of general and domain-specific words and phrases as they pertain to the article. Birmingham's children marched and went to jail to end segregation. Now, I want you to look at this one part of this learning target where it says, we can determine the meaning of general and domain-specific words and phrases in this part as they pertain to the article. So not only are we going to find the meaning of words and phrases, but we're going to connect it to how they are connected to the article and that topic that we're reading. So I really want you to think about that today, because we're going to find the meaning of the word ordered. And we're going to think about how is it used as it pertains to the topic that we're reading about, or the article that we're reading. All right, so let's go ahead and reread a section of this text. So with your family member, your caregiver, or your friend, I want you to reread the section with the subheading, Minister's home is bombed for speaking out. Now, you will find that section actually at the top of section 2. It's a little tricky because the subheading is actually at the bottom of page 1, but the section's at the top of page 2. All right, and there's 3 paragraphs that are a part of that section, and you're going to find them at the top of page 2. So go ahead, pause this video, find the section with the subheading, Minister's home is bombed for speaking out, and reread it with your family member, your caregiver, or your friend. Okay. All right, great. Now that we've done some reading, we're going to do some thinking about this section. But before we think about this section, I do want to remind you of our strategies. So remember, close readers use strategies to figure out the meaning of words and phrases, right? So if we come to a word we don't know, we can use the context, which means we can read the sentences around the word and think about what is happening and use that context to help us think about what could that word mean as it fits into all the, to the meaning around the word, right? So the context, what's happening, what we're learning in that section. We can also look, are there affixes, right? Affixes can come at the beginning or the end of a word and actually modify or change the meaning of the word. For example, disapprove, dis is an affix, it means not, right? So not approve. We can also look at the root word for clues. So in this case, disapprove, that root word is approve. Remember, a root word is a word that can stand on its own. So we can look, what do we know in that root word that gives us a clue to the meaning of that word? You can also use a dictionary. Now, I'm going to encourage you to not use that dictionary unless you really have to, because finding the meaning of unknown words and phrases is a skill, and the more we practice it, the better we get. Okay, so let's do some thinking. I want you to think about, What is this section mainly about? How does this section support the main idea of the whole text? And what does the word ordered mean in the first section? Pause this video and talk about this now. Great. Now we've reread the text. We've thought about this section. Now we're going to do some talking. So with a family member, a caregiver, or a friend, I want you to talk about the following. What does the word ordered mean as it is used in the first section? Pause this video and talk about that now. All right, great. Now I want you to talk about what clues can you find in the text that helped you understand the meaning of this word. Pause this video, talk about it now. All right, I do want to bring up something to you. Now, I can go order something, like for example, I can order food, right? Which means that I can tell what I want, right? I can also order something or put something in order. So like if I'm putting numbers in order, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So I kind of know what order means, but I want to use the context around the word to really help me figure out the meaning of the word as it's used in this section. So have a look, it says in 1962, a judge ordered the city to open the parks. So if a judge ordered it, it's an action that the judge takes. And he's pretty much telling them they need to open the parks for everyone, right? So ordered must mean to tell someone, but a judge has a lot of authority, right? So not only is it to tell someone, right, almost to mandate or force them to do something. Do you see how I'm thinking about the context, right? And I'm thinking about also what would make sense there. Okay, last thing I want you to talk about. What is another word you could use for the word ordered that would be used correctly in this sentence? All right, go ahead, pause this video, talk about that now. Great. All right, so now that we've talked about it, we're ready to do our activity. On the note catcher, I want you to record the meaning of the word ordered and how this section supports the main idea of the whole text. So you're going to notice you have 4 rows here. In that first row, you're going to write what is the meaning of the word ordered as it's used in the section. In the second row, I want you to put those clues that you've already discussed that help you find the meaning of the word ordered. In the third section, or in this third row, you're going to write what is a synonym for the word ordered. Now remember, a synonym is a word that means the same. And in the last row, you're going to rewrite the sentence with the synonym for the word ordered. So rewrite the sentence, put that synonym in place of the word ordered. So you're going to say, does that synonym make sense there, right? And rewrite that in that section. Pause this video, do that now. Great work. Whew. You guys did such good work today. All right, so now what we're gonna do, I want you to share your writing with someone. And I want you to tell them, why did you write what you did? After you complete this assignment, I want you to remember to read a book with a family member, a caregiver, or a friend for at least 20 minutes, and then do that fluency practice. So remember, with that fluency practice, you're gonna read for a minute. You can keep time on the cell phone, kitchen timer, you can have someone count to 60. Read that passage for 1 minute. Then count the words that you read correctly, or count the words that you've read. Write the number at the top of your page. Now this is your second day with this article, so you should see that number go up from yesterday. All right, great work today, guys. Okay, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. We're going to dive back into this passage and do some more work. All right, see you then.